Hi, everybody. This is episode 11 of our 3 of Better Than Heroes. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 9 Tohr-Kreen fighter.
Hey, I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play Flute, a.k.a. Windrider, the human bard warlock.
My name's Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy in a different time zone this week, level 9 Moonboy.
Sup? Sup? I'm Aaron, Urist, and I play K.A.I, Hammerstein, the Artificer.
I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else.
In case you missed it last week, we have a very busy week this week. We are busier than heroes. Hi! We've got 2 shows that you can see other than our regular Monday stream. At first, we are going to be on Gen Con digitally on Thursday, September 16th. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes. Thursday, September 16th at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. You can check that out on our Twitch channel, but we'll also be live to a big Gen Con audience. So come hang out with us on a special one-shot episode on Thursday. Also, we have a live show in person with our bodies in the same room.
Ew.
It's gonna be sick. I'm bringing my body all the way to Denver. We are gonna be a part of the High Plains Comedy Festival and have a show on Saturday, September 18th, also at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And you can get tickets to that on the High Plains Comedy Festival website. I'm sure we can get a link in chat for you guys soon. That's going to be at Mutiny Information Cafe, and we hope to see some people who've been following along there. But that's another one-off game that's going to be super, super fun. We're excited.
With Eliza Skinner.
With
Eliza Skinner. Special guest. She's coming back as a whole new character. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Will she be hot? Will she be mean? Or will she be ugly and nice this time? Who knows? Those are the 2 kinds of characters.
Those are the only 2 character types, and thank you for distilling them.
But tonight, we are going to play our regular game of Better Than Heroes. We're going to play some 5e Spelljammer-inspired Dungeons & Dragons. Our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. You can hear on the keys behind us. It is live directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers, who are wonderful. If you like the show and you want to continue to see the show grow and change and have us learn and all that stuff, consider supporting the show financially. If it's possible for you, throw in a subscriber, join as a patron. We appreciate anybody who can possibly do that. If you are not in that, that is not a possibility at this moment, then we completely understand. Tell the show about your friends. That's what we want.
Hit us up.
We want to know all about your friends.
Throw your favorite friend's name in the chat.
Yeah, friends in chat, F's in chat for friends.
Friends with Terry? We want to hear about it. We love Terry.
Also, tell Terry about us, because we're cool, and that's what I was supposed to say. So share the good news. Tell people that you're listening to something that you like, and we appreciate that. It's huge. Also, if you are not following the show yet, please hit follow. We appreciate any support you can give the show. We are so excited to do this every Monday and Thursday and Saturday. Oh my God, so much is happening this week.
Yeah.
But we have a very exciting show tonight, and Aaron's going to tell you what happened last week.
I sure am. Previously on Better Than Heroes. Hang on. I have the wrong shit. Fuck. This has never happened before. Unprecedented technical difficulties on the part of the recap. Almost there.
He's got the wrong script. It's from
I
next
have
week.
the
Tell us
wrong
what
one.
happened.
It was the wrong. Previously on 7 seasons ago of Better Than Heroes. Hang on. Here we are.
The one from the future. That's what we need.
Previously on Better Than Heroes. Despite warnings from King Buzzsnorg, of dragons and danger, the party crossed from the Skull Goblin Kingdom into the treacherous wildlands, determined to bring swift aid to Klik's imperiled homeland. The Dinger and the captured Nautiloid wove blindly through thick tunnels in Garden's deep foliage, searching for a quick passage through to Jadurian. After happening upon throngs of fleeing crab rats and birds, the crew stopped to ask for directions. Moonboy transformed himself into a krat and spoke to one of the creatures. As it turned out, they were lying little bastards who worked in service to a tyrannical dragon who ruled the wildlands, a dragon who already knew of the Dinger's presence. In an effort to find a secret exit, the ships backed themselves into a corner and were confronted by an enormous green dragon called Slow Death. He knew a disturbing amount about the Dinger and her crew, their exploits and their goals. The dragon was both malevolent and intelligent, and the more Flute attempted to negotiate safe passage, the more Slow Death seemed to revel in exerting power over the trespassers. After several minutes of toying with the party, Slow Death demanded to speak to Klik alone, and the party obliged, though K.A.I's familiar Bessner stayed behind to listen secretly. The dragon knew of the plight of Klik's people and offered to help free them if Klik would guarantee to turn the Meridian Tract and arcane forces in Jadurian over to him. Klik declined, unwilling to suffer a merciful end for those who had desecrated her home. Undeterred, Slow Death made a second offer. He knew of the crew's connection to the legendary wizard Florial and promised to help retake Jadurian if Klik would personally guarantee an audience for Slow Death with Florial in the future. Though wary of trusting a being as obviously evil and powerful as Slow Death, the thought of retaking her home and crushing her enemies with an almighty dragon at her side was too much to pass up, and Klik agreed. With what was probably an evil grin, though it's hard to tell with dragons, Slow Death opened a secret exit and allowed the crew to pass through, then spread his massive wings and followed in their wake. It's okay to be friends with an evil dragon, right? Doesn't everyone have that one giant evil friend? Will Slow Death betray us? Will we betray him? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
I took my headphones off
Oh.
All right.
so I can find out in real time, baby.
So we're gonna find. We're back here. So we're gonna find the crew. You all see Klik walk up to the front of the ship, and then you just get the signal. Like you see the door open in front of you in the wall here. And the ships can just pass through. And so nobody on the crew besides K.A.I and Klik know what happens, but you all know to move in the direction of away from the dragon. But when you move through the wall and out into this next space, the whole crew sees Slow Death pull herself up. And I don't know if canonically, I think I used both pronouns for her, but I'm from now on establishing that she is a she from moving forward.
Damn it.
Because I definitely used both in the last session, so it's fine.
I started with she, and then it was they, and then I remembered that you had referred to them as a he, so I went back and changed them all.
I definitely did both throughout the session, and I was anyway. We're not gonna do it.
She is good. She's better.
So she like moves.
Only
up
made
and
the
just-
deal because it's a gal.
Yeah.
So
Ladies are scarier.
She moves up and follows you all through this space, and I'll get to those. I want to kind of like zone in on the moment on the ship, but I want to make sure and not move past the moment of Klik, you're kind of at the bow of the ship, and this happens pretty quickly. You know, they're not waiting around in her den. And as the ships move out into the space, all of a sudden you break through the wall here, and you see you all are now in Jadorian. Can you hear me, Rachel? I want to make sure before.
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So, as this opening in the wall opens, you all can see Jadorian. You can see Jadorian. That you can see the plateaus, the caverns, just like the canyons all around this huge open space. It's one of the biggest spaces you've seen since you have been inside of this planet garden that has just gotten denser and denser as you've gone through and gone deeper. But here, when you crest this, you can see just the red stone and the sand and like the pine growth and like patches of greenery and a huge monolith that is a large red stone where you know your home is. The clutch that you are a part of like sits on top of this large red stone monolith that is miles away from you, but in the opening of this space you can see it very clearly. And so you know you are like sailing at this speed, probably a day's travel from there. But you can see the whole space of Jadorian all around. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it kind of like zooming in from the scene on Klik at the front here, and you all party members can react as you would to the dragon not eating you.
Before anybody comes up on the bow, Klik turns to Bessner and holds out her hand for the little bird.
Yes. Bessner lands. It's so funny that you did that. I was literally about to do the same thing. Bessner lands on Klik's hand.
And she whispers to Bessner, and knowing K.A.I is listening inside, and says, "Looks like we have some plans to make, old friend."
Bessner just sort of does the moves
Cleans
the
her
head
feathers.
like a bird. Yes, exactly. Preens a little. Preens in the affirmative.
Yeah. I don't know if we can I speak telepathically to Bessner? We determined that that's possible, right?
Sure.
That I can speak telepathically to Bessner. I'll say telepathically just to make sure that Slow Death can't overhear and say, I don't know if we can outfox the old dragon, but we certainly weren't getting out of that hole alive.
Yeah.
We have it's one day's ride until Jadorian. We've got a lot of thinking to do. And she'll sort of set Bessner aloft again and turn to go back inside.
Yeah, he flutters away.
You hear over the walkie-talkie the captain Goliath say, y'all know the dragon's following us, right? Should we speed up? What's going on here?
I'll get on the walkie-talkie and say, "Oh, Captain, we're leading the way. She's an ally for now."
Boy. Okay, well, all right. I'm gonna... Cobble might have something to say about that, but I'm just gonna go on heading forward. All right, good luck.
Tell her not to look down.
I think as all this is happening, Moonboy and Windrider are in the middle of the most convoluted deception for this dragon possible. Like,
Truly.
Right. So once you tell her that, then I'll lie. I'll accuse you of lying, and she'll think that I'm telling the truth because I'm pointing out that you're lying.
And I'll pull
but I'm also lying.
I'll pull the fake rigged crossbow with the fake arrow and pretend to kill you. Is this before we change wigs?
No, when I'm lying there dead, then you change the wig and you say that, me. What? Where are we moving? Where are we going?
What's happening? She did it. Oh, she did it.
And I think Moonboy is going to zip off to try to find Klik and K.A.I and get the scoop on this.
Yeah, which ship
all
is
on the
everyone on?
Nautiloid?
We were all on the Nautiloid until
Yeah.
Klik
Everybody
came over,
came
I think.
over to the Nautiloid to talk to the dragon.
Yeah, we were
Yes.
on the prow or bow, the other end,
Right.
the non-dragon end,
The front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the hind end of this living ship. Do they?
But we
have butts?
saw Klik shake claws with the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I was on like the front balcony bit.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna say everybody is on the Nautiloid.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna meet up with the others, or at least Moonboy
I'll
is.
hurry over.
What happened?
Did you do it?
She's coming with us to Jadorian to do what is sort of yet to determine. She says it's to help in our battle. I made a promise that I don't know if I can keep. She offered to save my people, help us in our fight to free the Kreen in Jadorian. At first, she asked for all of our enemies, for all of the Meridian Tract, for all of their allies as slaves, as an army, and I felt I couldn't make that promise. I couldn't arm a dragon. So I turned her down, but then all she wanted was an audience with Florial, and I was like, well, if we ever find Florial, which who knows if we'll find them, maybe they won't have a problem with meeting a dragon, but we don't know how to find Florial, and
We have so many places to go. By the time we visit Florial, that dragon will be dead of old age.
We kind of do know where to find him, though.
well, the Slow Death doesn't know that.
That's true. You know what? I see this as a total win. We don't even know Florial. Although he is friends with the Moon Girl.
If Florial's so powerful, I can't. Surely we'll want them on our side when we face Slow Death in the end. I can't see the harm in them just meeting.
I think, I've never seen any good come from shaking hands with a dragon. But
But we're
I
not
trust you.
dead and in a dragon lair.
I trust you, Klik. And honestly, it seems like you just pocketed a pretty powerful laser beam, right? I mean, look, that's a dragon following us.
Yeah, it sounds like Florial's problem, so I think it's a pretty good deal.
Okay.
That dragon will betray us at the first opportunity, probably
course it will.
probably just as a matter of principle.
It's probably back there betraying us right now. We just have to be one step ahead of it. No, it's
I
not.
think we'll
Still
probably
fine.
have to just.
We should make sure to.
It's sort of an ugly thought, but we'll probably just have to make sure to betray her first.
Well,
I think you did the right thing.
I think so.
all we
too.
need from her right now is. Do we even trust her as a comrade in battle?
Not for a second.
She
maybe,
may. I mean,
maybe
her,
we tell her she has to prove herself and go in first.
We're rolling into Jadorian in a Nautiloid with a green dragon. We're going to have some explaining to do.
seriously.
Yes, the old,
Talking about meeting the family.
the old Ricky Ricardo.
Maybe we
I
could
mean,
go in
she-
stealthy.
Yeah,
I mean, our other option is a golden ship that's famous. I feel like we don't really have any sneaky, subtle options.
Yeah, and
I
I
want to
think
be sure and zoom out in the scene of when you say stealthy, which is a large mind flayer ship with tentacles and a big golden ship flying through this arid, the semi-arid plain
Well-
with just a massive
Whoa.
green dragon like flying
Yeah,
behind
they are
it.
going
Yeah.
to like, and I'm fairly like we're a mile away, but they can see us from the monolith, right?
You actually, I'm not going to make you roll for this. You know that unless
They
Like,
would certainly have sentries.
yeah, like you don't know exactly who is watching and when and how, but if you are going to directly approach it, you are getting very close to being unavoidable. And you maybe have a mile or two where you could avoid being
not
immediately
bad.
seen, but
Okay.
yeah, so you have your choice here.
Would I know
remind
a
me-
stealthier entrance? I assume I would, rather than just across the desert with a dragon.
Yeah, there are. It's a semi-arid area, so there are like canyons in and around. So you know this area well enough to know that there are canyons that you could kind of like dip down into. You know that there are cliffs edges on the edges of the cavern, and so you could do some sort of. There are a variety of ways that you could approach. You are going to have like a sprint at some point if you're going to have big things approaching it, but yeah, so you know that there are canyons that you could approach through. There are the cavernous walls that you could approach through, but all of them are kind of just getting you closer and to the monolith that the city sits on top of.
I mean, what are we expecting? Is it going to be a fight right away?
Well,
Are we going to roll into town and get monologued to by some Northern track bigwig for a while?
well,
Now, I've learned
this-
better than that, Aaron.
maybe maybe the captain can put on some sort of some sort of trading beacon. Say, hey, listen, I know we've got a dragon and a nautiloid. It doesn't look
Yes,
good.
we
does
want to
it?
trade them.
Did
Dragon
correct
for
me if
sale.
I
if
mean,
my
we have
memory
the ice cream truck music.
That's
Did
true.
K.A.I
But
put
it sounds
that-
so haunted.
put that
Well, I
glamour
mean-
armor on the ship.
This place will be
Yes.
haunted after
Yes.
we smash a dragon into it.
So we could split up, and the Dinger could fly higher and use the glamour armor, and maybe try to achieve a more sneaky approach.
Well,
I could
a good
teleport
idea.
down with Klik. 500 feet from the deck of the ship. We could both be invisible, and then we could see what the situation was on the ground.
I think
I would like to have a better idea of what's happening in the city before we fly up on it.
yes, exactly.
The
We
dragon
don't
and the
even know.
nautiloid can be the distraction and fly just dead for the city, and the Dinger can take another route and fly up
Or do
high.
we want to wait to call in the dragon?
What about-
Assuming she even comes to help.
I
And
was
Col-
going to say I don't know how interested she's going to be in being
Call me-
summoned.
I think the Moonboy is kind of quiet for a minute, and he's like,
Let's send the dragon first. And then we come and scare her off. And then she comes back. You know what I mean? And then we're the saviors. And then we can find out what's going on. We get in, under their good graces, protectors of the city. Nobody's going to think that we're friends with a dragon. I don't think that.
The Meridian Tract will try to kill us on sight.
Trusting a dragon alone in my home is it's not something I am likely to do.
It is a scheme, and dragons like schemes.
See?
Gluck, the green teen, that is on the nautiloid with you, sees you all kind of like huddled up, and he comes over and he's like, "Are we gonna go to the aunties mentioned maybe a rebellion that we could go to? I don't know where it is, but
Yeah,
there's also that too. Don't forget. Okay,
yeah.
You guys
Rebellion
I-
sounds good.
Rebel
I was going to ask about
antis.
that.
you and
Where
your Klik.
are they on the? They're still on the. We put them on
The aunties, yeah, they're on the
the dinger.
dinger. Yeah.
Can I'm gonna. Can I get a telepathic message to the dragon from where we are? How far back is she?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's call her 90 feet back, but if you can slow down easily enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can slow down easily enough though. You can get it. I'm not gonna turn away from the moment of you getting to communicate telepathically with this dragon right now. So you absolutely can get it.
What?
Oh, you're gone for a second. Who knows why? Technical issues, everybody. Streaming is hard. We've done it for a year and a half, and yet every once in a while, it's still here. Yeah, that was the dragon saying, no, you can't telepathically communicate. But yeah, what would you like to say to the dragon that is flying behind you?
We need to take some time to strategize. Do you mind pulling off into the canyons with us? We don't want to ride up on the town too threatening like.
But I'm good at being threatening.
Yeah, that's not really what we're going for at this moment.
I understand.
We appreciate your help, but need to know what we're dealing with.
I am, what do I look like? A red dragon? Maybe I'm not a white dragon. You know, I'm not just gonna kick these doors down. I love a good plan. And she's like, absolutely. And you just see her kind of like veer to the side and tuck herself into, just like dive bombs into a canyon. And there's a whoof a little bit as she lands down behind you. And like the ships have to, if you let them know, they have to like veer pretty quickly to go follow her because she moves so gracefully through the air.
Let's take some time. I need to touch base with the aunties. We need a plan.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to do a full camp right now, but I think we need to get everybody together before we start doing anything crazy.
Yeah, the Nautiloid has to continue to hover in the air a little bit, but you all can absolutely pull down into a canyon that is right here. A lot of Jadorian's wilderness is made up of these canyon pathways of large water surges that happen when precipitation builds up in the ceiling and then of this cavern, and then just like floods throughout the place. So there's a nice pathway all throughout the wilderness of Jadorian that are just these dips in the plains.
Okay.
Both of the ships pull down here and set themselves down in this like muddier spot that you all find, and Slow Death sits right next to you all, kind of like perches up and looks at you, puts her huge face rested on her hands right here, and just kind of like looks at the ships, and is just waiting and watching.
Do I have to stay connected to the helm of the Nautiloid right now, or can I disconnect?
Roll an investigation check just to see how much of a reservoir you can find in these arid canyons. You can do it with advantage because there is two. Like the captain is also helping you.
15.
15 is exactly what you need to find enough of a muddy bank for you to set both of the ships down in. So they're gross, they're stinky, but because they're just in very stagnant, watery mud. But
ships?
You can land them both, yeah.
Klik leaps from the bow of the Nautiloid and says, "Welcome to Jadorian!" Just squelching in clay mud. It's like stink rising from the...
Sucking slugs out of a log.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
She lands like clearly relieved and like genuinely happy to be on unfamiliar ground. She takes her giant furry cloak that she wears around her shoulders off and drapes it over a tree. She gets cold in the wilderness of space, but not at home, baby. She freeballs it.
Yeah, it's very humid here, so you can Free balling.
For the first time, we see what's beneath that cape. It's
Naked
balls.
Klik.
I didn't know she was a bug.
Like,
Yeah, you can see her carapace. You know?
yeah. Carapace.
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 Okay.
She her carapace is like an orangey pink that blends in with the clay rocks around her, so she just kind of like disappear and reappear and fade in and out from like easy view. But she goes to find the aunties.
They're both out there. Oh, I'm so look at this. So I thought I'd never see it again, but here we are. So wonderful. Oh, Klik, Klik! Look, we're back. We're back. Did you see it? Did you see it, Dorian? It's so beautiful. It's that thing going to eat us. They both point at the dragon.
Don't mind the dragon yet. We're not quite sure what her intention is, but she plans to help us.
Oh, well, help you do what? Die? Yeah, she will probably die. We're both probably going to die.
Aunties, tell me about this rebellion.
Ooh, well, we know that it exists, but we were kicked out. We didn't have the opportunity. We heard of it afterwards. So we know, we've heard whispers of a lot of the folks that we were with beforehand, who we were trying to stop the elders in proceeding with their plans. But we left. We had to leave, but we know that there are some who stayed, who disappeared into the wilderness as a way to.
Where? Do you know?
Yeah, you would know better than us. We haven't been bouncing around in the wilderness of Jadorian in years. Where do the kids go these days? Where do all the cool Kreen go to kiss or whatever it is? The cool Kreen.
Do Kreen do that?
It's
The mandibles.
it's comparable.
Lock mandibles and wrestle for dominance.
Nice.
Closer to that.
Is there a
Gluck.
Yeah.
Where do the Kreen go where no one can find them? We're looking for the rebellion.
I would love you to roll a history check for Gluck, but you can do so with advantage. And you can add a +2, because he's a little smarter than he seems.
Oh, thank Christ. 21.
21. Oh,
My first one was a 4, so we got there.
He's like, oh, well, I know where I would go if it was me. If it was me going to hide away from the evil that is up there, he's like, I would go to the cavern walls. There's enough, there are enough holes there to wriggle into and kind of like hide yourself away. There are lots of creatures that live up in there, so you have to clear it out a little bit first, but there are definitely it's definitely a good place to hide, and it's far enough away from the plateau that we'd be fine. So I would say go poking around the caverns. But, the dragon's not gonna, you can't go poking around the caverns with the dragon just because they're too small. They're like tiny catacombs.
I don't plan to taxi the dragon all over Jadorian. I think her presence is best kept secret for now.
Yeah. But we could probably take the canyons over at least to the walls, send a crew of us poking around. If the ship starts flying around the edges there, then we're in trouble. But we can at least take. I don't know. Do you park the dragon here? Do we leave it with one of the ships? I don't know. But we could go through the canyons definitely to get over to the caverns.
I'll turn back to the crew. And we know where the rebellion might be. I feel like we have to touch base with them before we get into the city, just to know what we're dealing with. It's going to be a little tight in there, but a small scouting party should be able to get in and see if we can find anyone, if they're still alive.
I think if we're going to unleash a dragon anywhere, then we probably best let somebody know about it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Also, the more people on our side, the fewer, the better chances are we have it, fighting this dragon if we need to.
I mean, and they're right. That's true. And the rebels will probably be more familiar with the situation in Judorian. They'll
The
know
question is-
where we need to go, what we need to do.
The question is, do we leave Slowdeath alone with the Dinger?
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, that's the first thing that she asked for.
Yeah,
Probably a bad
not quite.
idea.
But I suppose she mentioned it to you.
What did she
I-
ask for? My hat? You said no, right?
Well, look, we all have to make
Thank you,
sacrifices.
Klik. But not the hat. I would kill everyone. Nothing.
A few of us have to go into the caves, but leaving the Dinger undefended doesn't feel like a good option.
Why don't I stay with her?
If you feel like you can build up a good rapport, she's not after your
Yes.
hat, if that helps.
Now that I know that, I think I'd be much more comfortable. And I do have some questions for a dragon.
I mean,
I could stay here as well, and you and K.A.I can go into the caves.
Yes, if there's
Split
a
up.
problem, Windrider can disappear me.
Exactly.
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
best if Windrider comes with me, and if we need to get back to the ships quickly, it's possible, and then K.A.I is left to helm the Nautiloid if it's
It's true. K.A.I could probably
Important.
solo a dragon anyway,
Yes,
so that
that's
probably
right.
That
It's
probably
nice
makes
to
more
only have
sense.
two numbers.
I was about to say, I don't think that one of us alone would be able to stop the dragon from...
No, but
you
you could at
in
least
a
delay.
Nautiloid.
You could at least
But also,
delay.
yes.
You could at least delay it until we could get back.
I mean, Klik is right. We can't leave the dragon alone with the ship. That was the thing.
It's a bad idea.
And also, I should mention, when I went down below the poison level, there was a bunch of wrecked ships down there. So we can pretty much be clear that she doesn't take care of her things. So
Well,
How far are the caverns, Harlan?
Can we get close?
know.
You could if you walk, it will take about a half a day. It's about like 20 miles from where you are, on foot. But if you take one of the ships over there through the caverns, it's only going to take you a few hours to go there and back.
Oh, if we just take the Dinger with us
Let's just take everyone in
and leave a dragon with a Nautiloid
but didn't Gluck say
to
that
babysit?
if the ships were flying around the caverns that there would be trouble?
Let's-
Yeah, I just want to make sure I explain this correctly, so I'm just going to zoom out and be less flavorful for a second. So there is a lot of plain. It's like an arid plain all in and around, and there are caverns that or canyons. Sorry, I need to not confuse those two words. There are canyons all in and around these arid plains that dip down. There are different smaller plateaus in such that peak up and around that obscure vision here and there, and the canyons go down and spread throughout the land. But there is one main large, which is called the Monolith. It's like the biggest plateau that has the city of Judorian on it, but along the walls there are kind of like cliff edges that have what is called the caverns in and around it that are along the edge here. So you can imagine being able to worm your way through some of these canyons to get close to the caverns.
So there's
with the ships and the dragon, you're risking it every time you kind of like move closer to them. You're like kind of taking a risk of being spotted. And what definitely can't happen is the dragon or the ship kind of like help search the caverns that are like it's like bird nests all on the walls.
Because they're
like
up above the
they're like
cool.
into
But
the
we
wall.
could get
Yeah.
closer
we use
and
the
then search on
canyons
foot. Great.
to get past the cliffs to the caverns.
Yeah,
Yes,
you got it.
Sorry.
Rocky territory
So-
up here.
Yeah, how about we get
Stalactites,
as
stalagmites. We got.
how about we get as close as we can that makes sense, and then we can check out the caverns, and
So
I can
maybe we
teleport
should.
us back if we need to get back fast.
So then, should we just tell? Maybe not tell, but ask. I don't think we tell Slow Death anything. Maybe we ask Slow Death if we can arrange a signal to meet back up. And then for now, she just stays out of sight and plots or whatever.
Yes, you
What
know
if we
she's
keep?
going
What if
to
we
be
keep her
plotting.
busy with a plan? Is there something we can ask her to brew on?
I mean, she could at least test the city's defenses for us with like a flyover, and everyone will be terrified, and they'll.
But then they'll know
Attack.
that a dragon is coming.
Yes, they've probably got some sort of dragon guard they'll
I feel like
release.
Do
They'll
we-
have
If we're not going to
different
fly
guards.
straight in with the dragon, we should try to keep the fact that we have a dragon under wraps.
Well, they don't.
What
know
if?
it's
I mean,
our
if the
dragon.
if the city's ready for a dragon like that. I mean,
City's
we're not
ready.
really worried about Slow Death taking a couple of bolts to the side.
That's true, but we don't want
It's
to
kind of a
squander this
win-win.
opportunity. I
Yeah.
think we have kind of one shot, 8 Mile style.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I think surprise dragon would be best.
Yes, pocket dragon. Ha!
All right. Well, shall we
Yeah.
visit
Should we
these
talk to
cliffs?
Slow Death first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I? Do you mind if I went and talked to her?
Like alone?
No. I just want to come with.
Do you like her?
No, I not.
You want to have a chance to
Oh
talk
my
to her
God,
all
he
alone?
does.
No, that's
Just
not
like
So
true.
that you can lock mandibles together.
Struggle for dominance? No. Not even close. I want to. I have. It's just so cool. It's a big dragon, right? So many questions.
can
Ooh,
give you-
Slow
we can
Death,
give
I
you a
love
alone
how you're
time.
so evil.
I don't.
I'm
I would
evil
say that's
too.
my least favorite part. I am not evil. You're evil.
Oh,
Moonboy, if you're gonna converse with Slow Death, I of course we trust you to do that, but perhaps keep your flight and your hat and a couple of your special Moonboy tricks
Yes.
up your Mooney sleeves
Yes, I
as
will.
much as possible.
Nothing
yeah,
will come out
up
of
your
my
moon
sleeves.
sleeve. Sounds like
Oh.
it means your butt.
That's not what it means. Kai, you're so impish today. What's
I'm
going
sorry. Piloting the
All right.
nautiloid has made me want to
on?
needle.
Is this just being blared over a loudspeaker from the Nautiloid? Stop it, Kai.
Okay, every time Kai laughs while he's piloting the Nautiloid, the tentacles wiggle just a little
They
bit.
do.
They go.
All right. Well, let's go talk to this dragon and pretend like we can get her to promise something.
All right, real quick, I've got to get something. And Moonboy flies below deck.
Didn't I tell him not to fly? I just mentioned.
And he comes back and he has a jar of strange pickles.
Oh yeah, from the Mind Flayer
Oh,
ship.
you're-
No thanks.
No,
Friendship
from
pickles.
from the
Oh,
dinner.
you went over to the other ship. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, weird, etheric mind flayer pickles. No. That is not what these are. These are different. They look like it looks like a jar of pickled artichokes to you.
Cool.
So, crew of the Dinger,
Yeah.
what's the move?
We want to
we
go
have-
and.
We
Yeah,
have
you
friends
say.
and allies in the caverns. We have friends
we're
and
in the
allies
canyons.
in the caverns, and
Yes.
we have to get to them before we charge the city. The greater our numbers, the more information we have. That we have to reach them. Unfortunately, it isn't really ship or dragon sized.
I'm not enough for you. I can just go roast them. I mean,
There's a lot of my people are in that city still. I'd rather not.
Then we want you to be the surprise. You're the
Headlining
centerpiece.
event.
That's right, headliner.
You're our ace. We don't wanna pull you till the perfect moment.
such a sweet talker, Windrider. I love it. I do love being the ace. So, sure, okay. I'll just twiddle my claws, and
You're the
hang
ace of our
out.
moon sleeve.
Gross. Why would I want to be in a butt?
See? It's universal.
Badoom!
Yeah, Moonboy turns
well
to the
done.
side and he's kind of like, damn it.
Yeah.
But that does remind him, and he steps forward from kind of out of Klik's shadow, and he has this jar, and he says, "Hello, Slow Death. These are the first batch of moon thistles that I've managed to pickle from my own crop, and I'm told that it's customary for Moonkin to give a gift when an alliance is struck. So I would like you to share these moon thistle pickles with us, sealing the alliance."
Pickled
I'm
moon
gonna elbow
thistle.
Kai in the ribs, like,
He's never done this before, ever.
Do you listen to
yeah.
music
Taste
all
my
the way up
pickle.
there?
You just see like a little curl of green smoke coming out of her nose as she kind of like snorts a little bit, and she rests on one claw and puts one of her huge claws down to you and opens up her palm for you to place the pickled moon thistles on there. And she goes, interesting. You are the boy plucked from the sky, yes? The moon gnome. No one knows where you come from, correct?
Yes, that's right. Nobody,
Ah.
including me.
Well.
It's not a secret I'm keeping.
Oh, let's have you roll a deception check there.
Also, pickled thistles. Come on.
Pickle
And he's
thistle.
he's giving these to everyone.
Oh, you're
Are
not
they-
giving her the whole jar. You're giving.
are they delicious or gross?
I mean, that's a good question.
Depends on your
Deception is
saving throw.
12.
Don't worry. She got a natural one on the dice, which still doesn't get her over. So she's like, well, I am delighted to try one of your pickled moon thistles, and she will eat it.
Wonderful. And he goes, you know, a friend of mine showed me this old ritual. So you're looking for Florial? How do you know Florial?
Everyone knows who Florial is. I'm fascinated by their work.
Oh, like the stories and stuff.
Yes, and the things that they've done.
Yes,
Portals they've put all over.
sure. What do you think you were? Let's say, like, in terms of like a historical figure, you know, you get to have dinner with Florial. What kind of question would you ask?
I would ask, What a wonderful question you have asked me.
Right.
I would ask Florial who he thinks should rule the world.
Nice.
And what would your
would-
what would your answer be after he answered?
Oh, me, of course.
Oh, right. Right. That was silly. Silly.
Yes.
Me to even ask you.
I would ask.
It's okay,
who
you're a
Florial
bard.
thinks-
You're very funny. Yeah, what would you
Would
ask
win-
me, boy?
Who Florial thinks would win in a fight between Moonrider and Flute Whimteaser. It's the only person that the Windrider can never fight, and so I think about it a lot.
But you said Moonrider.
Yes.
Windrider, sorry.
Wait.
Moonrider is our tag team.
between you and
No,
I think you would
Windrider. No, who would win in a fight between Windrider and Flute Whimteaser if he could fight himself? You know what I mean?
I think the Windrider would win.
Yeah, I would definitely win. Easily.
Nice. Me too.
I've heard Flute's a coward,
Yes.
but I think between the Windrider and you, Moonboy, that you would win in a fight.
No, it would never happen. The
Well, we
Moonboy
never
would
fight because we're sidekicks of each other.
Yes,
So,
we've decided that we're both sidekicks.
Okay.
how about a
Which
fight
makes
between
us-
K.A.I. and Klik?
Right?
I would never.
Why would they ever fight?
I don't
See-
know. For the fun of this question, for Jordan's podcast.
If they were on an island,
In space.
I do always get awfully fighty whenever I'm on an island.
Okay, well, I just, just nice to meet you, Slow Death, officially. We've performed the sacred ritual of the pickle, and so now we can't, kill each other by surprise or something, because we're friends, right?
are you threatening me?
No, are you threatening me?
No, I've made a deal.
Yes,
on your
exactly.
team.
And you did the pickle ritual, which makes it a
The
double
pickle
deal.
thistle ritual.
Right. Then it's decided. So,
It tickles me, this pickle thistle ritual.
yes,
I'm
some,
sorry.
that sometimes the pickles make you loopy for a second.
Yes.
It'll pass.
That's how you know it's working.
Yes.
How
Okay.
do we get in touch with you?
We need to
Slow
signal.
Death?
What if
Yeah.
Moonboy fires one of his moon arrows up in the air, and that's a signal to fly in?
I could
Fly
fire a
into
flare.
the city.
Just join us where you see the moon arrow.
I will shoot a flaring arrow, as it were, at the spot where you should be.
All right. I will meet you at the flaming arrow.
Maybe where the arrow lands.
Yes.
Wonderful. I will meet you where the flaming arrow lands. And then I will make sure that you win this fight. And she winks at you. Just a big old dragon slow wink.
And it's creepy because they've got 3 eyelids, so it's like 1, 2, 3, and then
Yeah,
it
that-
rolls, and you're like, ah!
I had no idea about that. You could hear it.
Lizards have those, so it's, I assume.
Heck
All right,
yeah.
so
Right.
you're just hiding here. You won't bother our ships. The crew, they're not made as of such stern stuff. They don't want to interact with a dragon.
I don't have a deal with them. I am uninterested in anything they have to say, and I won't listen to them. I'm just waiting here for you all because I'm excited to make sure that you win. So, no problem, no meddling. I'm just right here.
Yes. Don't worry
Terrific.
about it, Windrider. She's bound
Can
by
I
the pickle.
do an
Just like you and
insight
me.
check?
Absolutely, you can.
Great. We're gonna spin some spinners on the back of the the Omnip the engine and spend a charge to gain advantage on an insight check and add proficiency.
Alrighty. Wow, I rolled so bad for her. She's has such good stats for these things.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
Green
God.
Dragon.
That's right.
What'd you get?
Hello, dirty 20.
Oh,
Hey.
She got a 10 on the dice. So
Wow.
I know
see
I
it.
rolled bad.
But you roll a 1?
A
Jesus.
2, yeah. I got a 2. And she seems very uninterested in the ships or fighting the ships, and she is absolutely being sincere when she's like, I want to attack the city, and I'm going to wait for your call to attack the city. She's like, she's being earnest and saying, I want to make sure that you win.
Dope. That phrase keeps being repeated, and
Carefully
boy, it's
chosen.
a scary
it starts
phrase.
to get creepy. Yep.
Okay.
Want you to win forever and ever.
That you win this fight. You're like,
Not
did I
wants
win
you
it?
to win
What is
this
that? What
fight.
is that look like? What is
Very-
winning
very
I
this
will
fight?
make sure you defeat your true enemy.
Yourself? What?
Yourself.
Oh no!
So here, as you all head toward the cavern, you're moving through the canyons to get closer to the caverns for the party to go into the caverns. We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break where we drink, we pee, and we'll be right back in just 5 minutes here, and we will, as you all dip into the caverns of Jujorian.
Hell
So
yeah.
see you in just a second.
Hell yeah. And if you're bored on the drink
wait,
pee
yeah.
break, check out my Kickstarter. I'll put in the chat. My new
Yeah.
game launches tomorrow. You can follow the project if you want, and
Say
then you'll know.
specifics about it.
No,
Tell
it's a
them.
game. That's
Tell
all you
them.
need to know.
It's called
Occupied Hex
Duster.
Games. Gas pumps,
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic adventure.
It's a game called Duster. We played it a bunch. You're probably familiar with it by now, but if you're not, it's a game I've been working on for a long time, and tomorrow it becomes available on Kickstarter. So, yeah, I'd love
Give
for
to
you
it.
to
It's
check
a
it out.
Back it. It's an awesome game.
It's very, very cool. Really cool
Easiest,
world.
yeah, the
Very
easiest TTRPG I've ever learned how to play.
But so brutally difficult, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Easy to
like
play,
dying
easy to
of
learn,
thirst?
hard to master.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
really
check out his
good.
game right here, and we'll see you all in 5 minutes.
Speaking of drink pee,
right, here we are. We're back. So it's all 5 of you, right? Are you bringing the antes and are you bringing Gluck?
Certainly
Into-
Gluck.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, so are we taking both ships and the dragon's going to stay here? And then we're going to park the ships by the entrance to the caverns. We go through the canyons to the caverns and leave the ships there,
At the entrance to the caverns, yes.
right?
But the dragon's going to stay here.
Right.
Or to go somewhere and do whatever it is
I
the
think
dragons do.
we leave the Nautiloid here.
Covet.
But why? What if we need the Nautiloid?
Because
know.
the closer we get the Nautiloid to the city, the more chances there are that people see a Nautiloid.
That's true. But I mean, it seems like if whoever's watching from the city sees either of the ships, will probably be in trouble, right?
Why don't...
It
Yes.
seems our ship is very well known now.
At least
But
one
then
of
we,
them's
you know...
cloaked.
Honestly,
When
the
they
Dinger
s-
might be more incriminating in these parts than the Nautiloid.
Truly. At least we can say that the Nautiloid is a prisoner.
Sure, maybe we just take the Nautiloid. I don't think we need 2 ships.
I don't think we
we
should leave either ship close to
leave
the
one.
dragon, though.
To the dragon? Well, then let's take them and we'll park them somewhere else. There'll be strange bedfellows in a bush somewhere.
Yeah, at least move them far enough away so that if the dragon does come over to them, we know that she's broken her promise to us not to go
Yes.
bother them.
The Pickle Earth. I like that. The bush idea.
Find a big bush then.
All right.
Okay, cool.
I'm doing Harlan. While we're having this conversation and while we're outside of the ship, an idea struck me, and I'm really checking these ships out, and I'm looking for krats, and I'm looking for those little birds, and I'm looking on the sides of these ships. I want to see if either of those little critters are anywhere near either of these ships.
Cool. Roll an investigation check.
It's a good check.
And I'll tell them to like.
We should maybe keep an eye out for Slow Death's little friends.
You're
If I actually
right.
rolled the dice.
Go ahead, take a look, and I'll give you guidance.
I needed it.
Are you checking both ships?
Okay, with the guidance, I got a 12.
Are you checking both ships?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking, I guess, as well as I can. I guess I can check the Nautiloid better than the other ship.
Yeah. Just from a, like a cursory walk through the Nautiloid, because there's less space inside of the Nautiloid, just to walk through quickly, you don't see anything wriggling or moving around. K.A.I can do a pretty good check, too, from just being able to see around the ship. And if you just walk out on the deck and walk around the outside of the Dinger, you don't see anything like holding on to the edges as well. So yeah, if you want to like get on the Dinger and look around, I'll let you roll another investigation check, because that seems to be like the barrier of the quick check. But if you want to go deeper, you can if you want to. But you do not
Sure.
have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. Again.
That will be a 16.
Okay. With the 16, you don't find any krats or birds in and about, but as you're checking the, as you're just kind of like walking through, as this plan is being made and folks are ready to prepare, and it's being you see Klik like explaining the plan to the aunties, and they're like, oh, and you go down to the cargo layer of the ship, and you see Cobble, just her head sticking out of the tattered sails that you used as a white flag earlier that has just been stored down here. And she's just like wrapped herself up in them. And she goes,
Oh, hey, Cobble. Have you seen any of those birds or those weird krat creatures around here?
no. Have you seen any green dragons around here?
Right, there's one right behind us.
Why'd you guys do that?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do it. Klik made a deal with her, but it's actually a pretty good deal, because the deal is she's gonna help us out until we get to introduce her to Florial, but we have no plans to meet Florial, so I guess we just have a pet dragon.
Oh, okay, good. All right, well, have fun. I'm happy for you. I'm super happy that there is a green dragon on our team now, and we're close to the thing that I've run away from and tried to survive from my whole life, so no problem. Great, have fun. Have a good adventure.
Look, I'm sorry, it wasn't... It just happened in the moment. What were we supposed to do? She had us cornered there in her lair.
Oh yeah, I've never seen you all kill anything ever. You're right.
I don't know. She just seemed to wanna talk. I mean, obviously she can't really be trusted, right?
No, she can't.
Do you know a lot about green dragons?
I do, Flute. I watched them eat maybe 50 of my siblings. I spent 3/4 of my life being tortured and, just like generally having to bend to the will of them. And I would rather die than enter that space again. So, just giving you that information for you to do whatever you want with it. But I'm going to stay here until that's over. You should know, in my experience, green dragons, she's not just trying to double cross you. She's enjoying watching your downfall. And I only say that because, not for any lack of faith in you, but because I've just seen green dragons do it over and over again. So,
She
be
said
careful out there.
She said she'd help us take the city and make sure that we won. Do you think she'll come through on that promise?
I think that anything she promises you will to be sorry. I think anything she promises you she will do, but it will be to her benefit. And your demise is to her benefit.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, Cobble. I'm sure you've had lots of time to think on it. If you were going to betray a green dragon, when do you think the opportune moment would be?
Right when you meet them, by shooting them in the heart with K.A.I.'s blast cannon. But that's just me. That's what I would do.
We already blew that option. Okay, that like when she's asleep, is there like a time when it might, if we were going to betray her, that might make the most sense?
Let her win. Because green dragons love to be the smartest person in the room. So if you can make sure that she thinks she's the smartest person in the room,
that's
when she'll be the least attentive, the least watchful. So the dumber she thinks you are, the more of an advantage you have.
All right. That probably won't be too hard.
There it is.
You hear Cobble whisper under her breath, and maybe the nicest thing she's ever said to you. She goes, "You sweet, beautiful dumbass."
I'll go to leave, but then I'll stop a bit.
You know, Cobble, you and I haven't always been each other's favorite people.
What are you talking about?
on
You're
the
my
ship.
favorite. Sorry.
But I'll tell you this. When we eventually kill that dragon, I'll bring you one of her fangs so you can make it into a necklace.
Well, I have to say, either I get the biggest I told you so in the world, or I get a dragon fang. So this is a win-win for me.
All right.
All right.
Well, holler if you see any of those little crats or the birds.
I will. Windrider, will you tell your friends this? The crew. Will you tell the crew this? If I get eaten by that dragon, I will never forgive you.
No, I'll talk to Goliath right now. You could just stay down here. The dragon won't even know you're down there.
No, I know enough about green dragons to know that it knows exactly how many people are with us. But
Yeah, but you don't need to be seen by it. You don't need it bothering you.
it's true. You're right. I'm gonna stay right here. But
It'll be fine. We've got more hands around to help out.
I fully trust that. But still, if I get eaten by that green dragon, I will never forgive you.
All right, well then stay down here and keep hiding in these cupboards, and at least you'll be the last one, right? All right. Bye, Cobble.
I gotta get on the Rocky Talk and be like,
Goliathan,
Yep. Sorry.
I'm sorry if I woke you up.
Drinking a margarita.
I'm just
Whatever.
steadying my hand.
You know.
As a dragon.
Look, I'm a little worried that that dragon might have some stowaways, some of those crats or birds maybe on the ship. So I've sort of deputized Cobble to kind of stay below decks and keep an eye out for them. I hope that's all right.
Deputize as much as the hell you want. I totally
Great.
trust you to deputize. But
Well-
I will say, Relic might be a better one to delegate for the whole searching about the ship, as it seemed Cobble has not moved from inside of those blankets for the last hour.
Well, she's just lying in wait for one of those crats to come out.
Alright. Well,
Yeah.
that's mighty kind of you, Flute.
Kinda.
You're a sweet, beautiful boy.
God,
Cool.
he is a little drunk.
You're a sweet little pumpkin.
Thank you.
I'm gonna scoop the
Thank
seeds
you,
out of you
Captain.
and roast them up and have them.
We're not on the.
I just realized that we're on like the all channel.
Thank you, Captain. Bye.
You're a fancy little petty four. I'm gonna bring you to a party with dignitaries and all the fanciest people I know.
Get on up here, taste my beard.
I gotta
Sorry, did you
spend
say
more
beer
time on
or
the
beard?
Nautiloid.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I like the Nautiloid's gonna be a weird place to be.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like an alien terror place, but like decorated by Martha Stewart.
I love that. I love
Just
that.
fucking doilies everywhere.
Honestly, I would imagine that's already been happening to some degree with
Oh,
the
for
fish
sure.
with the fish people worshiping you. Just tidy this place up a little.
Yeah, 100%.
I also like the idea of a renovated kitchen inside a Nautiloid.
Totally.
Like, just a regular magazine-ass kitchen, like,
Totally.
white farm cabinets
Marble
and, like,
island.
a deep sink.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
What?
turn the
It had to
tadpole.
go.
Yeah, you turn the tadpole pool into just like a big broiler. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You're
deep fry
dropping
now.
hush puppies in there. Yeah, exactly.
Also, while we've had this time, I think I would have pitched to the crew, what if we take those 4 comatose dwarves and put them down in the Dinner for Malazor to care for in the plant room? Because if we ever have to
Malazor's-
evacuate the Nautiloid, we're going to have a really hard time.
Malzo's got a lot of chores with my private garden already. I want him focusing on that. And he can't be spending time saving people.
You don't think he'd like some company down there?
Well, what if they've got leeches in their brains? Do you remember
They
when
already
the
came
brains
out.
jumped out?
They did have them, and they already came out.
He does love leeches. All right. I'm into it.
Oh, what? Oh, hey. Yeah, you guys show up with these dwarves. He's like, well, okay. I've never taken care of dead bodies before, but
Pour a little water in their mouth. They're like plants.
We're
They're
good
like
friends
plants.
now.
Pour a little water in their mouth.
I
oh,
hate
you don't want me
say
to
this.
take care of them. You want me to take care of them.
No. You're
not
not
like the
killing
mafia.
anybody here.
For some reason, I imagine Malzor sleeping upside down with his feet stuck on a bar, like in Wayne's World 2. So
It's
he
good for your
pops
back.
down at us. Exactly. Some crackpot shit.
I think, I hate to say it, Malzor, but he's right. You just put a little water in their mouth. They don't have any brains. Their brains came out and attacked us, so we killed them.
Oh, that's
So-
terrible.
Yes, it was much more upsetting in person, I'm told. But it's... don't worry about that. They're kind of spooky, so every once in a while you'll hear spooky music just kind of bubbling up.
I get spooky
there
music
it
in my
goes.
brain all the time. That's no problem.
You kind of
Yeah,
strike me as that sort of dude.
Yeah.
He was
okay,
interred in
well,
a space sarcophagus for centuries.
That is true. We did find you pretty haunted.
all my friends are dead, so this is great.
And don't
Well,
They
forget,
have four new friends.
Well, now you've got 4 new dead friends.
Do I need to put them in pots, or
I
is
don't
that just a...
think so.
No, just
The
keep them comfortable.
jury's
We're gonna have to find out how to help them down the road.
I think let's just clear out a space. We'll put a blanket under them and we'll kind of, just keep a little bit of water, a little bit of, if you can mash up some of these moon roots and smear that on their gums. I know there's a good nutrients in that.
Okay. Can I name them?
Yes, of course. Do they have
Okay.
names?
I don't know, but I'll name them.
Yeah, definitely name them. Malzor's incredible with names.
Great, this is so good for Malazor. I wish we would have thought of this a while ago.
Really glad he has a project.
All right, children, come here, he says, and scoops them up one by one. And starts
Well,
bringing
that was weird. You called them children.
I'm gonna
Almost
call
immediately.
you
We'll
Sleepy.
have-
And you'll be sleepy too. And also you, and you.
What's that, guys? You want me to take a nap too? All right.
Oh man, I wonder if it hurts not having any brains. Better not. Anyway, he kind of it's like, let's see it. And he bumps one on the ground. He's like, oh nope,
Yeah,
no
hollow
reaction.
sound.
Does not hurt. I'll be careful. I'll treat you sweetly. He says, and come here, kiddo. And,
All right, let's get out of here.
I guess this is as good as it's gonna get. All right.
Cool.
Kai's going to get ready to pilot the Nautiloid again and walk up towards the helm, but on the way I'm going to stop and take a look at this dragon. Look at her real mean-like, and take stock of her. I don't think Kai not like that mean, but just going to look. I don't think Kai knows that much about dragons, but probably, I think I've heard that the older they are, the stronger they are. Do I have any idea how old this dragon might be?
Aaron Urist, what are you doing?
Playing Kai to a T.
Kai?
What was
I
his
love
check?
when Kai gets angry, his mustache goes this way. This
No,
is
you know
my
what?
intimidating stash.
Yeah. You know what? Roll a nature check.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Unstoppable.
27.
Yes.
God damn it, Aaron. This is a... You can tell from the... it has a long horn, and you know, because you rolled a 27, you know that green dragons are their most notable feature, besides being green, is having a large horn that sticks out on the edge of their nose.
Yes.
And besides their size, and this kind of like deepening of green. It goes from emerald to a little more forest as they get older, and the best way to really measure the age of a green dragon is the width of their horn on their nose. And they're big, but it's about matching the ratio of snout to the base of its horn. And this looks like to you to be an adult green dragon. So it's not ancient. It is not this relic of a green dragon, which would be good for you, because then the green dragon would never hit with anything it attacked with. But that's a relic joke. I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. I was so excited to say it. But so it's an adult green dragon.
Okay.
Would this be? I assume you might want me to roll. Well, never mind. I'm not even privy to what he's doing, so never mind.
I don't even know what to do with that information. I was just curious. I think K.A.I is just curious about this dragon who I think he is growing to despise.
Good.
I think the Moonboy is growing to like the dragon.
Yeah, Moonboy's got a crush. Moonboy's got a crush.
I think Moonboy
What if we have to
likes
She's
fight
an adult.
Moonboy to
Dragon
fight
friend.
the dragon?
She
Oh,
is an
boy.
adult, judging by her level of horniness.
Stop sexualizing the Moonboy.
All right, to the cliffs. We've got some cliffs to see.
I want that to be the next T-shirt. Stop sexualizing the Moonboy.
So yeah, you're leaving. Tell me one more time what the plan is. Just like real
We're
quick.
taking
where
both
things
ships
are.
through the canyons to get as close to the caverns as we can, and we're leaving the dragon behind, and she will come when she sees the moon arrow.
When she's summoned.
Yes.
Okay.
And
But
she's supposed to
we-
leave the ships alone, and we're kind of leaving her behind.
Those are the only specific instructions that
And
we
also,
get for
she
a
doesn't
list.
know where this rebellion is. There's no reason why this dragon should get to know where the rebellion is hiding.
Yeah.
She is, for all intents and purposes, a holding pattern. We hope.
But down in the cavern, not flying. Yeah.
She's in the
Canyon.
Canyon. Yes. Jesus Christ. She's in the
That was
canyon. Yes.
There's a character on the show called Dingham Nidris, and this is somehow the most complicated word
Welcome
we've ever
to
followed
5th
upon.
edition Caverns and Canyons.
Yeah.
Okay, can we call them gorges? So we have gorges and caves.
Oh,
Yes,
geez,
thank
it's just
you.
a whole new level.
Yeah.
Watching Better Than Heroes is worth 3 college credits if you talk to your...
Yep.
Okay,
Sorry,
what about
Professor.
a gully? Can we introduce a gulch?
A fjord.
How do we feel?
Well, Rachel, see, technically, Rachel, gulches are on the other side of it. No, I don't know.
God damn it. You crossed a real gully expert here.
How about a valley? Are we in a valley? Sorry.
You're on a precipice, I can tell you that. Okay, so
Hell yeah, I love a precipice.
So yeah, you all depart from Slow Death, and she just kind of waves goodbye and leans over and puffs out a little cloud of green smoke from her nose and plays with it, like kind of like twirls it around in front of her.
Gross, gross.
And the ships float off just slowly through these gulches, and
We cannot change it now. They are they're canyons. Dungeons and Dragons, Caverns and Canyons.
Go wild. Go full Tolkien. Little gullies, rivers, valleys. Forget about it.
So yeah, going through these, I can't say it without breaking them up. Going through these canyons, you get yourselves up to the walls here. You know this. Even though this is a big open space, it is still a cavern. It is still this big opening.
No, it's a
inside.
canyon.
I know.
Fight it.
There is a large cutout in the deep crust of the planet that you are inside of. And on
There
the
was a
edge of these
word.
walls are a bunch of caverns that you pull your ship up to while the ship still rests in the canyon below eyeline of the city of Jadorian that is on a large plateau
Hell
known as the Monolith. And thank you.
We did it. We did it.
This is my contribution to the show. And as you all get up there, you can see, there are just, you can see 10 from where you're standing. And Gluck looks at you and is like, well, I don't know. That's part of the cool part of these is there's just kind of like, they're easy to get lost in. There's a lot of them. So I guess we could just go trekking through. Kind of.
Is there like a...
That does sound so cool.
That sounds pretty cool. Sort of a spelunking situation.
Do I
imagine.
remember these caverns at all?
Oh, you can roll a history check with advantage, and it is a low DC for you.
Give it a shot.
Guidance.
Oh, I can't be rolling the dice tonight, you guys.
Clicking a fight ASAP tonight.
It's 18. I didn't roll for guidance. Guidance brings me up to 22.
All right, look at that. Yes, you can decide your like why you know these very well, but you do know them very well. And they are an interlaced catacomb. Sorry to introduce another one. They are just like interlaced catacombs that connect to the outside world of Garden here, but they are. A lot of them lead to nowhere. A lot of them lead to deeper places in Garden, and people have been known to get lost in here. They're absolutely spooky territory, but you can have spent time in them and have a decent idea of them. So you can kind of tell me, well, you can confidently navigate them, but that there's still just like a lot of space here that you have to trek through. So
Sure.
you tell me.
So
Like,
between
I guess,
Gluck
what are
and
you looking for? Yeah, like, what are you asking more specifically besides just, like, where they are?
I mean, just to know if there's a place that would make a decent, like, settlement place. If there's, like, a more hidden, like, large hollow or something. If there's a place that we would expect a large population of people just living.
Where's the
Yeah.
clubhouse?
The thing that you would need for a clubhouse in these caverns is water. So you're looking for a water source, and you can find them by following patterns of this like piney moss, because it's the more of this piney moss that you find in and around here, the like closer you are to water. So you can kind of just follow that through these caverns, absolutely. But water means one of two things. It either means a monster or it means people here, because the other thing, yeah, exactly, because life follows the water in these caverns.
Okay. Well, the key in Jadorian is water, so we follow the water. But be on your guard. It could be anything in here. Hopefully, if the rebellion is hiding in these walls, they've scared out anything too frightening.
Unless we know there's no dragons, right? We can cross one
Not in here.
thing off the list.
Do you guys want me to make a little light?
Oh, I can see just fine.
Okay. What about?
I
the
need
rest of
the
you?
light. I need the light.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to go forward and kind of float a little in front of everybody while casting the light cantrip. And the Moonboy is kind of glowing like a lantern.
Gluck looks over at you, Klik, and is like, jumps. He's like, looks back at them and is, because he, like, you see him, he's kind of been this like surly teen still, even though he's excited to go taking back Jadorian, but you all quickly, he kind of like springs forward and walks with you, Klik, very unafraid here, as there's like a looseness about him. from being back in Jadorian.
And he's high.
Gluck, this teen. Did he call us chumps?
Chumps.
Looseness,
yeah. You just,
flippancy.
Sightless chumps.
Because of the
Call
light.
us grumbums.
Yes.
Because of the light, yeah.
Yeah. And Rachel.
Little weenies.
With their sleep and their eyes. And their 2 arms.
Horrible
Rachel,
processes.
I would love to. We have not done this in a while, but we are going to do it right now. I'd love to have you roll a percentile dice.
Love a good percentile roll.
You're trapped in the tunnels for 37 days.
Yeah. Earthquake.
Don't
You
roll
forget
a
what
1.
music is. You have to relearn light.
I rolled an 85.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, I wonder if that's good or bad.
It's one of those.
You never know with percentile
It's
dice.
one of
Yeah.
those,
It's
isn't
like,
it?
is high good or real bad?
Or it could be neither.
I mean, I rolled as low as like a 7 on percentile dice. What did I roll? Like a 4?
Oh, yeah. God, what was that for? I can't remember what it was, but it was
I
bad.
don't remember.
Uh,
it was how close Power Face was, and you were like,
Oh,
"Well,
that's
he's
right.
Miles so far. He's in,
Yeah,
you
it was,
can't reach him
yeah,
for like 2 months."
yeah.
That's
That's right. I forgot about that. That's so good. So with being in the 80s here, yeah. In the 80s.
sorry, but now Jadorian is an 80s planet.
Also, when you said that, your hair sort of fell into this lovely like mullety shape,
What if that's what you
and it was like
Feathers.
the 80s. Bam!
Welcome to Jadorian. We're all
Neon-
bugs here. I hope
Neon
you
lights
know
click
that.
on. Yeah. No, as you head down these caverns, and you all see Gluck and Klik just like confidently leading the way throughout it. And there's like turns here and there, like splits off and kind of like wraps around, and you just like there's no stopping at any crossroads. It's just like whoop whoop, and you're just following this pine moss growing more and more, and you can see like the beds of it on the ground, and you start to pick up tracks that are 3-toed Kreen tracks. And before you know it, just like quickly down here, you all hear a monstrous sound as you hear
Oh no!
and emerging from the end of this cavern is a bright light, and you realize you can see torches here and there as this monstrous sound is 50 Kreen speaking in and about. It is just the like town noises that are Kreen speaking and echoing throughout the cavern.
Oh, God.
God, like
As
a
you
hive
see-
buzzing.
Sounds like a Devil Sticks convention.
Sounds like a truck full of popcorn crashed into a volcano.
Klik definitely pops off her translator. That's embarrassing. Tucks it away.
Don't be embarrassed.
Yeah, and as you all step to the edge here, and you see 2 huge Kreen, just like these like broad-shouldered with like curved githkas that you all would recognize, like Klik's standing at the edge here of this ramshackle town that is built up through it looks like just like there are wooden huts, and there are just like mounds of mud as well, but there is also just like all of these beautiful woven of the pine moss that you have seen all throughout here. There's just like all of the places are spruced up, so there's more color to them all throughout, because even though this is a very quickly built up settlement, there's still just like this flavor and life to it that are Kreen living here. And it has a very like Lost Boys feel to it, where there's like some sleeping arrangements up and along the wall, but they don't sleep. It's more just like resting arrangements, like living spaces all around the walls, and you can see Kreen like perched here and there, and just like leaping about from them from spot to spot. And when the Kreen at the entrance see you, they both like raise their weapons and walk forward, and like one lets out a very loud noise. But they see you, Klik and Gluck, and they kind of like stop for a second and hold back. What do you do?
Do I recognize them?
Roll a history check. It's not hard.
10.
Yes, their names are Thaco and Haksha. They are both. Thank you.
I see
They are both like Kreen about your age. They are
Kreen about town.
they're not clutch mates of yours, but they are people that you are familiar with. It's the Kreen equivalent of going to the same high school. They would absolutely know you, and you would know them. Also, hi to the Raiders. Hello, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us from Ink and Lyre. We are in a hidden Kreen civilization right now in the caverns. What do you say to these old friends of yours?
Thaco, Haksha, excuse me. It's been a long time. And I'll present the center, the pole of my Githka. They wouldn't recognize the ends of it because they've changed since I left, but they would recognize my weapon, possibly before they'd recognize me. And I'd present it, two hands out, not in a sign of surrender, but in a sign of friendship.
Thaco's like, Klik like the da. What are you doing back here? This is not a place you want to be.
That's exactly why we're here, friend.
They say the world is broken, both outside and in.
It doesn't have to be. We're here to help. I bring friends.
All right, roll that persuasion check here. Oh boy, it's a big one.
Can K.A.I help by saying hello in Kreen?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that as she says, I bring help. I'm going to bless all three of them, and we will shine slightly with the light of the moon.
So
I'm just standing there like an asshole.
So does K.A.I give me advantage, or is it a boost?
Yeah, he gives you advantage.
Okay. So
As
we're
well.
blessed, though, which is a D4, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just the fact that there is a arcane construct standing next to you who says hello in Kreen, they're a little bit more open because of
14.
Thaco goes, you are a traitor, and you've been kicked out. You're done. And then
I hear you've been kicked out.
Yeah, you say that, and you see Haksha take his weapon and raise it up and step forward, but then he smacks the flat end across the head of Thaco, and he goes,
Yeah.
"We're in a new world here. That shit doesn't matter." And he puts his
Who hit who?
Haksha hit Thaco in the back, like slapped him on the
Okay.
back of the head with his weapon. And are you writing down which one you like?
Yeah, just
Yeah, he slaps
starring
him.
it.
Yeah. Just drawing a little heart next to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He slaps him on the
sticker.
back of the head, and he's like, "We'll take any friends we can get." He's like, "Come, you should speak to Kachov," and he kind of like turns and he's like, "Bring your friends," but he says, "Bring your Drasna," which you would recognize as like a slang term for a phrase that is used for when Tohr-Kreen leave the world and like bring other people back in that are accepted into the like considered clutch folks that are that have earned a place with people that are respected. So it is a sign of respect to all of you that he calls y'all Drosna. And I think with you all entering this little rebel stronghold, that's where we're going to end it tonight. I know it's been a little bit of a short session because we got started late, but it just feels like too good of a spot to just stop there. As you have a dragon waiting in the cavern, a dragon waiting in the canyon. As you all
waiting in the wings.
The caverns.
Hi.
And you all are prepping for a full-on war here. So,
Jeez, truly.
yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Man.
Thanks for the new people hanging out with us at the end here. Sorry it's just the end, but please give us a follow here. Check us out if you want a little bit more Spelljammer action. If you're this is a perfect time if you're new to the channel because we have a one-off show for Gen Con on Thursday. We're part of their digital lineup, so check out the non-canonical one-shot where these folks are just going to be shooting off their spells like fucking crazy. And I'm gonna some monster's gonna eat somebody. It's gonna be good.
What?
And then and then we also have a live show this Saturday. If you are watching this and you live in Denver and you want to come hang out, all the comedians here as well are performing at different times in the High Plains Comedy Festival. But we are also doing our first live show ever on Saturday at 4 o'clock. You can get tickets for it online. And it's the first time the five of us are all going to be in the same room. Jason Wardell is going to be there. Case Drury is going to be there. I think it's going to be fucking
so excited.
awesome. So, yeah, come hang out. And also be sure and check out Andrew's Kickstarter for Duster.
Yeah, my Kickstarter for my game Duster launches tomorrow. I'll put it in the chat right now. If you want to check it out, you can follow the project now, and it'll be live tomorrow morning. And we'll be playing it on stream. I think can we host it here, Harlan?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll host it
Heck yeah.
here. If you want to see the game in action, we'll be playing with Will Weldon and Eliza Skinner. It'll be a fun, another 2-shot, so we'll be doing that tomorrow for a fun special launch evening. But yeah, check it out. Might be right up your alley.
Hell yeah.
So exciting.
All right, cool. Is that it? Is that everything? Shout out to Jason Wardell, who live soundtracks our show every single time. Jason, the strings in there tonight. That was so good. Shout out to Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions, who we have a new cool setup tonight, and so hope you enjoyed that. Shout out to her for being quick on her feet and dealing with the new setup. And then that's it. That's
Oh,
everything,
man.
right?
Hopefully see
all
some
right.
of you guys in Denver.
Yeah.
If you are there, say hi.
Yeah.
We want to see you and meet you, and that'll be fun. So.
Yeah. It'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
come say hi. Come say you watch the show. Stand on the corner of Colfax and Broadway with a sign that says "Better Than Heroes."
Yes.
Tell your show about our friends.
Please.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.